What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm down at Hendrick BMW Northlake getting to check out the all-new 2021 BMW 430i Convertible. Huge shout out to them for providing this car for me today. Make sure you guys check out their website. That will be down in the description below. This model is finished off in San Reno green metallic and it has an MSRP just over $58,000. Let's go ahead and start off today's review by jumping up underneath the hood, where you'll find the 2-liter twin power turbo inline 4-cylinder engine. This is paired with the 8-speed automatic transmission and it pumps out 255 horsepower around 5,000 RPM and 294 pound-feet of torque around 1,500 RPM. This model is rear-wheel drive. It weighs in right around 3,900 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 5.5 seconds up to its top speed of 155 miles an hour. And with a fuel capacity of 15.6 gallons, you can expect to see around 26 miles per gallon in the city and 34 out on the highway. This has a wheelbase of 112.2 inches. Its overall length is 187.9. It has a width of 72.9 and a height of 54.6 inches. Now it's time to go ahead and take a look at the exterior on the 430i Convertible. So starting up front, you'll see the traditional kidney design for the grille. This model, it has it finished off in chrome, and you can see a brushed finish surrounding the other components within this grille. You'll also notice there's plenty of cutouts to provide cooling to this engine, and you'll see the active grille shutters in the upper half. These will open and close to help improve with better aerodynamics and provide better airflow for that engine as well. You can also see the parking sensors that are in the grille along with both sides of the bodywork itself. And then you'll see in the lower section of the bumper, we have really nice contoured lines along with some more inlets as well. And you'll also see inlets on the sides of the bumper, again, to help improve with better aerodynamics. And then as we make our way up to the hood, you'll see there's very clean lines that run down. We even have one line that goes all the way to the top section of the surround. So it just ties in nicely. You can see this curved edge that comes all the way down to a point, just kind of matching the front of the hood here and the top angle of the headlight housing, just to give it a great look. And then making our way up to these headlights, this does have adaptive LED headlights. We have the turn signals in the corners along with the DRLs just nicely up underneath the headlights and the high beams. As we make our way to the side profile now for the 430i, let's start off with the fact that this is offered with a soft top convertible. For years, the 430i was a hard top convertible. It was first introduced as a soft top, but for most of its life, it's been a hard top convertible. And now for the 21-year model, we have a soft top again. I think it looks really good, whether it's up or down. Gives the vehicle a very nice design. Now with this soft top design, they've actually restructured this entire vehicle. So with the soft top, they saved about 40% versus the weight from the hard top, and the doors, the hoods, and even the fenders are made from aluminum, which saves another 45 pounds or so. And it's also 1.5 inches longer in its wheelbase, but it's also 4% stiffer with torsional rigidity in the side skirts and reinforced transmission tunnel in the rear. So this vehicle is lighter than its predecessor with the hardtop, which is really nice to see how they've incorporated that for the soft top version. But now let's go ahead and work our way to these wheels, where you'll see they measure 19 inches. They have a 5 double spoke design to them, along with a 2-tone finish, and part of that color is called orbital gray. I think it looks really nice, especially against this green. You'll also notice the side mirrors are finished off in that body colored as well. We have the integrated turn signal. The base of the mirror is finished off in gloss black. And then you can see there's really nice chrome trim surrounding the windows just to give it a great accent against this green. And we have very nice lines that run down the bodywork for the side. You can see one just below the door handles, and then the side skirts have some nice contoured lines in them as well. Overall, I think this has a great side profile design to it, whether the roof is up or the roof is down. And last up, in the rear of the 430i Convertible, you'll see the third brake light is just above the BMW logo on the edge of the trunk lip here. Has a really nice sloping design to it from the side all the way running across the backside here. I love this line right in the middle, just gives it a very clean look. Of course, this has a backup camera that's nicely integrated into the BMW badge itself, and we have the parking sensors in the lower section. This model also has LED taillights. They have a really nice design running throughout the housing. And then down in the lower section of the bumper, you'll see the dual exhaust. And now it's time to go ahead and take a look at the interior on the 430i Convertible. So with the vehicle locked and the key in my pocket, all I have to do is grab on the door handle. You will hear it unlock, where we can go ahead and take a look at this beautiful door panel. You'll see the tan leather running on the insert, along with on the armrest and the stitching as well. We have the memory seating adjustments, along with the window and side mirror adjustments. Above that, we have brushed aluminum on the release handle, and it also surrounds lock and unlock. This model also has a 10-speaker audio sound system, and you'll see the trunk release down below, along with a little bit of extra storage. And then making our way to the interior, you'll see BMW down on the door sill, and we can go ahead and move on to these beautiful leather seats. You'll see the stitching running down the headrests as well as the bolsters. Really nice pattern running down the insert. You can also adjust the front portion of the seat just by pulling that handle on the edge. And then down on the side, we have all the lumbar controls along with the automatic adjustments. And now once inside with my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and start it up. And then on the digital gauge cluster, you'll see on the left side is the fuel gauge along with the miles per hour. On the right side is the tach and the engine temperature. You can also use a button on the end of the turn signal stalk to look at all of the information right inside the tach. So right now you can see some MPG information. You can also look at the power and torque for live readouts. We have the G-force meter. You can pull up your audio. There's also the gear that you're in along with your adaptive suspension settings. And then last up, you have some more MPG figures. As we work our way to the steering wheel now, you'll see it's completely covered in black leather. We have the heated steering wheel button down on the bottom. Over on the left side is all of the cruise and lane keeping assist controls. On the right side, we have volume and tuning for the radio, along with Bluetooth and voice commands. You'll also notice this has steering wheel mounted paddle shifters that are finished off in aluminum. And as we make our way to the left side of the steering wheel now, you'll see there's a little bit of storage for anything you'd like to place down there. We have all the headlight controls along with a dimmer switch for the gauges. You'll see there's one air vent along with a little bit of piano black. And then right in the middle here, we have the 10.3-inch screen. So it's on the camera system right now. We'll go ahead and talk about that. You can see the backup camera on the left side, along with sensors on the right side. You can also swipe this over and look at the parking sensors only if you'd like to. So you have great graphics for the backup camera. I can go ahead and push on that home icon, and that will pull up this screen here where we can either swipe over to look at all this information or use all of the controls down below. So you'll see map and navigation along with home, media and phone, and the rotary dial. So with it on the home screen right now, you'll see the navigation along with music and phone. We can swipe over and look at some more data along with traffic conditions and the compass. And then for the last page, you can pull up the date and time along with the weather and any news. And then if we scroll all the way back to the left bar there, you'll see media along with phone. You can pull up the navigation in full screen if you'd like to. If we go into car, you can go into the vehicle status and monitor your TPMS, other vital information like that. So there's a lot that you can go through just within all of these settings. And then last up is apps. So you can go into any of these that you'd like to use and put them on your home screen, which is really nice to see. Just below that, you'll see two air vents, and then above this LCD screen, we have the intelligent safety. So you can go into this and configure everything from your forward collision. You have your lane departure along with your blind spot and your steering intervention. And then as I mentioned, underneath that is the LCD screen. So you can control the fan speed along with the temperature for driver and passenger. We have more recirc buttons on both sides. So it's nice that that is separate from the upper screen. You can quickly see all of this information. And I love how the middle buttons here are finished off in aluminum. Gives it a great touch. You'll see just underneath that, we have power and volume for the radio, along with different presets and tuning. And then just underneath that, we have a really nice wood trim covering this panel here. If we go ahead and open this up, you'll see the wireless charging port, along with two cup holders, a USB, and a 12 volt. And then we can close this up just by pushing on the aluminum handle. And then taking a look at the shifter now, with my foot on the brake, pushing the release on the left side, we can go all the way up into reverse, of course. Then you can go all the way into drive, pop it over into the manual setting, which allows you to use these paddle shifters. And then if you just push the P on the back, that will automatically put the vehicle into park. You'll notice on the left side of that, we have the traction control along with turning on and off the parking sensors. This has the cylinder deactivation, which you can activate here, along with starting up and shutting off the vehicle. And then we have the different driving modes. So there's Sport, Sport Individual, we have Comfort, along with Eco Pro and Eco Pro Individual. You'll see auto hold just behind that, along with the electronic parking brake, and then the control for the soft top. And then making our way to the center armrest now, you'll see it's finished off in leather. There's a USB-C in the front section, along with a good amount of storage space. So you can place items there that you need to, along with down in the glove box. So there's an ample amount of room for all of your items that have to go in there. We'll take one last look at the seats. And then up top in the center, we have the dome lights. So now it's time to go ahead and take a look at the rear seats for the 430i. So to get back there, all you have to do is pull on this latch on the backrest, and it will slide this seat forward, giving you plenty of room to go ahead and hop in. So at 5'10", I actually have a good amount of space. You can see I have a few inches above my head, and then by putting this seat all the way back, I actually have room for my knees here. So you can see these are pretty comfortable. You could have 2 people back here if you needed to. There are 2 cup holders right in the center, and then we have a third climate zone for the backseat passengers, so you can control where you'd like the air along with the temperature. There's also 2 USB-C ports as well that you can use if you need to. So it's really nice that you have functional back seats for this vehicle. And you can also fold this backrest down. So if you need a little bit more storage to go all the way to the trunk, you can. And last up, we'll go ahead and take a look at the trunk storage space. Even with the soft top convertible, this has a trunk. So I'll use the button up underneath the BMW badge and it will open up. And you can see there's a good amount of room, even with a spot for the top to go. And as you saw, you can fold the seats down just by pulling this latch on the driver's side. So you can slide in items underneath it if you need to. We have a little bit of storage over on the driver's side along with a net, and then the same thing on the passenger side, and a 12 volt if you need to use it. So this is a very practical vehicle, being a 4-seater, having the top that goes down, and even storage space in the trunk. And with one grab handle up top, we can go ahead and close it up. All right, so getting the 2021 BMW 430i Convertible out on the road now. Of course, this is the first time that I'm driving the convertible. I've been in the 430 and the 440i Coupe, but this is a first for the convertible, and I really like it. So they've gone away from the hardtop, and now we have the soft top. I think it makes it look a little bit more upscale, in my opinion. Kind of looks like the 8 Series in a way, just in a little bit smaller of a vehicle. So I think that's really cool to see that incorporated into the 4 Series itself. But let's go ahead and talk about visibility. With the soft top, it's really no different than the previous hardtop version. It's actually really easy to see in all directions. We have a large window in the rear there, so I can look over my right shoulder, look over my left shoulder. And I like the fact too that we don't have any pillars separating this front glass from the glass for your backseat passengers. So that's a plus as well. A little bit bulky over on my right side there, but you can see around it. It's really not all that bad. What I love about this model too is that it's a very comfortable daily driving vehicle. We have a few different settings that we can go into as far as sport mode, comfort, and eco. So it's really not designed for the BMW performance that BMWs are known for, but at the same time, we still get a little bit of that performance. So I can go ahead and put it into sport individual, and we can use these paddle shifters here. And so from second gear, we can give it a little bit of gas. It's not crazy fast, but it's very smooth in its shift. So it does have some performance to it, and you can quickly get up to the speed and have a little bit of fun using these paddles if you'd like to. So that is sport individual. We can go into eco now, which turns everything blue. And this is going to be more of your cruising setting if you're going on a long trip on the highway. It's actually very well insulated on the interior, so I see no issues with taking this on long drives. This would be a great commuter. There's no wind noise right now, no road noise, and this has a really nice layout for the interior. We have the large screen, AC controls are just below that, and coming around some of these turns, it handles very well. As I mentioned earlier, this model has a lot more rigidity to it. It's a little bit stiffer, and it weighs less than its predecessor. So it's awesome to see BMW taking that technology, making improvements to it, and still making this a good performing vehicle. And then as far as interior materials go, I love this wood trim. I love the leather seats. Just has a really nice classy design to it, especially with that exterior green. When you combine that with this color for the interior, it's a classic spec, and it looks really good in my opinion. And so next up, before we go ahead and take the top down, as I mentioned earlier, there is no pillar between the front windows and the rear windows. So let's go ahead and put all 4 down and see what it's like before we put the top down itself. So I'm not really yelling too much. There's a little bit of wind on the interior here, but it's really enjoyable. And like you can see from that angle, hopefully, there's no pillar. So it's nice and open. Very nice to be able to experience that. And so now it's time to experience what this car is like with the top down. So you have all 4 windows that go down. You even have those controls over here. So if you want to put just the windows down, you can, or you can go ahead and put the entire roof down. And it takes maybe 15 seconds here. Definitely very quick. And just like that, that is complete. We're ready to go. And so earlier I mentioned that behind the back seats there is a wind deflector that you can install. There's actually a point behind both back seats there where you can place that. I'm not exactly sure how you connect it, but that's something that could help with some of the wind deflection, which is nice to see if you want to install that if you're going for a long cruise with the top down. But as you can see, there's a little bit of wind in the cabin here. I'm not really yelling too much. but at the same time, it's very comfortable. I like the amount of wind that I am getting, even with all 4 windows down here. You can feel that breeze with that top-down experience, and it's very enjoyable. It's a perfect day for the top-down to be cruising in the 430i. Let's go ahead and see how it changes putting all 4 of these windows back up. And so with those up, of course, the wind has significantly died down, and you just have a nice, enjoyable ride. So it's really nice how you have the best of both worlds. So coming around this left turn, you can feel a little bit of that body roll. Nothing crazy, but again, it's not as much of a BMW sports car as some of the other models that are offered. This is just a great cruiser. You can have the top down like I am today and just enjoy driving this car. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for my walk around review and test drive, getting the 2021 BMW 430i Convertible out on the road. If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure to give it a huge thumbs up. Once again, a huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Northlake. Check out their website, that will be down in the description below. And consider subscribing if you want to stay up to date on our daily uploads. And I'll see you guys in the next video.